So here I am with Adelle Waldman. Is that correctly pronounced?
Absolutely.
And I just want to ask you a couple questions about your book.
Right.
I just want to know how long it took you to write, for one.
So it took me in total about 4.5 years, and that includes the time after I had a publisher. So it took me about 2.5 years to write the first draft, and then I sent it to literary agents. And so for the first 2.5 years, it was just a Microsoft Word document, and I had no idea if anyone would want to publish it. Then I finished the draft, and I sent it to agents. I found an agent. I spent another year revising it, and then she sent it to publishers, and that actually happened very fast. She sent it to publishers on Monday, and then on Thursday we signed a deal. It's within a week. But then there was about another year before the book came out, and so I still edited it. I'm very obsessive, so I used all of those 4.5 years.
And what did you feel? How did you feel when you found out that it was going to be published?
I'd say mainly relieved, having spent so long, that when I was working on the first draft and it was just a Microsoft Word document, I was so eager to send it to agents because I felt like if I found a good literary agent, the way the industry works, I knew at that point it would be published, and my agent, Elise, is great. And I knew when she said she wanted to sign the book. I just sort of, on a deep level, I felt like it's not guaranteed, but I feel pretty confident the book will be published. So that was a huge relief. But then when it actually sold to a publisher in the US, that week, it just happened so quickly. I was really tense and keyed up, and I hadn't slept all week because I knew it was going out to publishers. I knew they were reading it, getting calls, and talking to editors on the phone, and meeting with editors who were interested in the book. I was just so keyed up, I couldn't sleep. So when I finally signed the deal, I wasn't even happy. I was just tired. And then I was still keyed up. It took me like another 3 days before I could actually sleep through the night without just waking up in a panic. Like, oh my God.
And are you one of those authors that reads every review that is printed, or do you leave them alone?
I wish I weren't, but I am. I don't want to be. I tell myself I won't. I say, okay, I'm done checking Amazon or Goodreads. Goodreads is the worst, but I wake up at like 3 in the morning and I check the reviews. I just can't help it. And it's like on one level, I care what people think. I wrote a book because I wanted people to relate to it. I'm not indifferent, but the problem, I think, with reading reviews it's not just that sometimes they're negative. The problem is just as much as that sometimes they're positive. It's I think the wrong emphasis as the writer. I think as a writer you have to be focused on writing honestly and truthfully and writing what you think is right. Somehow it's like I'm not proud of myself for being too focused on reviews because I feel like whether good or bad, it's just too external. It's the wrong thing to care about. But I can't help it. I hope to get stronger though.
A lot of authors, when they finish writing, they have a sense of sadness that it's like they're leaving the world of their authors behind. Did you go through anything like that?
Yes, I totally do. I miss my characters. I have very mixed feelings about the characters in this book, and yet I miss them. I feel a little bit lonely. So in this book, I have so much in the head of my protagonist, Nathaniel P., and when he dates Hannah. For years, I felt like I was living their lives, and it was nice because my own personal life was thankfully a little bit boring. My relationship with my husband is great, but a little bit boring, and there's no drama. So I got to live the drama of the characters in the book were living. Like I got to have the excitement of it, but not really the pain because they go through a bad breakup. But it wasn't my breakup, so I wasn't really that sad. But I had the fun parts, and now I miss it. I feel a little bit lonely. I have nothing else but my boring personal life and the reviews on Amazon.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for having me.